or is it like Alcatraz? Nobody really knows where it's at.
You don't know where it is.
You don't know where Alcatraz is. Yeah. It's a goddamn island next to San Francisco. You can fucking see it.
Stand here in a row, looking like a bunch of heroes. I know that deep inside, nothing more but a bunch of zeros. Ah!
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 77 of Bards and Nobles, the tabletop RPG podcast that's everything you ever wanted. I'm Brian the Dungeon Master, and tonight I'm joined by...
Anthony Boyd playing Gritscrew Dell, the Arakakra rogue / bard.
Trey O'Neill playing Flint McShrimpton, the dwarf druid.
Andrew Danon playing Elon Musket, the Warforged gunsmith.
Aaron Williams playing Macho Pancho, the waterproof barbarian.
What?
Now for the man who needs no introduction.
He's going to have one anyway. Nope.
Charles Nelson playing Max Stormblade, the human paladin.
Who's going to recap for us tonight?
The man who needs no introduction.
Yeah. I believe we have some business to attend to before the recap.
Oh, you know what? You're right. We've got mail.
I've got to go take a mail.
Zoom in, do the special effects and stuff for the video.
Yeah, Aaron, put that in post. We can put it in post. It's fine. Aaron, you got that?
Yeah. I'll put some rave music on it.
Is that long enough? That's what she said.
We just got a package.
All right.
That's as far as you can go.
Okay.
Make it in 10 seconds.
Boy, can you tell us who sent this package?
I cannot.
It's from,
what's her name?
It's from Yinnie the Pooh.
Yeah, one of our wonderful patrons.
Thank you, Yinnie.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
Yinnie.
so much.
Let's
All
see.
right.
You guys got to wait and see before you start thanking her.
She just got me a shirt with a big dick on
Package
it.
showed up. Like, it's real. That's
Okay.
enough to thank someone for.
Yeah. Thanks for the
There's
package.
a package full of snakes.
Don't look at that yet.
Package full of snakes.
Trouser snakes.
That's all that's in there.
I thought we had like a list last time.
It was just a packing
It was
list.
just a packing
It didn't
list. You
actually
gotta go by
say.
size.
No. You
I
gotta
go by
look.
size.
You gotta figure it out.
Size small.
I had a... Pretty sure I had a 3X.
Packing
Well, what else you got?
3X.
What you got,
It's
Aaron?
gonna be you.
Nice.
Heads up.
Coming in hot.
Nice toss.
And this one's me. That's pretty awesome.
All right, well, show the cameras, guys. What do you got?
Says nobody cares.
Nice.
Nice.
What does that say?
Mine's
Nobody cares.
That's pretty good.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Mine
Those
says
are nice.
dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
I feel like everyone's shirts have been pretty fitting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You don't understand.
Artistically, not
This is
like
pretty
I don't know how
awesome.
they fit.
I mean, we picked
physically.
sizes.
It's fit pretty well.
I'm not exactly sure if she's saying no one cares about me or I don't care about anyone else.
I think it's a mix of bofa.
Probably. Both these nuts.
I'd like to go ahead and apologize to Yinnie. I didn't get the memo that we were all wearing our shirts tonight, so I didn't wear mine.
I'm about to put mine on.
I'm surprised you even knew it was Yinnie, so.
Well,
I'd like to apologize to someone whose name
Can
escapes
I,
me.
like,
Yeah, get naked.
can I do this
Uh-oh.
on stream?
Uh-oh, it's your call. Did you sign the consent form?
Can we do that on YouTube?
We're going to blow up.
Have a
Can
shirt
you
off
blur
on
me
YouTube?
out? Literally, can you blur me out?
Yeah, you can just like...
Put like a
Yes, do a censored
Just
thing.
step off the camera after you do the recap.
All right, you have to blur me out because
I'm not.
We just had a podcast
there's a
first.
giant penis on my chest.
We have officially started stripping.
You got a strong nipple game.
Check us out on YouTube. If you want to see
fellas.
not one, but both of Blake's nipples.
I think they could only see the one. The other one's being covered by the.
The one's being shy.
I'm not going to blur that
Got
out.
a bashful nipple.
You better blur that shit out.
No, seriously, but like we'll put a graphic over it or something. Put a crab on top.
Put like a really ripped guy on top of it.
Just put some pasties on it. And some
I'll put a picture
Listen.
of the lobster from SpongeBob over
This-
it.
There you go.
I bet you won't.
This could be one of our
You're probably
best
right.
visual gags ever if you play this right. I've given you gold here.
Get into this recap
the
already.
future, the future of this
The
podcast
audience
is
is
on you.
waiting.
Yeah. If the audience sees my one hairy nipple, you haven't done your job.
All right, let's play.
Well, Blake, recap us.
With
No, I'm
Blake's
done.
nipples.
Nobody cares.
His shirt does say that.
That's true.
The shirt's backfired.
You just made Blake more apathetic.
You really did. Ruined me, Jimmy. Hope you're happy. So, all right. See y'all next week. All right. Recap for realsy. Last time on the podcast, we were in the city of Gardoon. I knew that. And we were in the middle of the hunt for Red October.
Good movie.
And that nothing really happened with that because Baron just wasn't game to go down that path, so he ignored that plot point completely. And then Boyd flew off, as he is wont to do.
Flew off, get it?
He's
What?
a bird. Okay.
Oh.
No, I think he did actually fly, did you not?
I did.
Oh, not a pun.
That that actually did nothing for the group. He flew back after nothing happened. Then let's see, a bunch of animals were released. We left the city. Boyd attacked a dog while we were walking down the path to Cedlio.
That did happen. Go on.
Pissed that guy off pretty bad. And then we encountered some wizards. I personally was pretty checked out at that point of the podcast, so I don't really know what the resolution was that. I don't think there was much of a resolution. I think we were just like, y'all are both dicks, and we kept going.
We told him to be a dick somewhere else, actually.
Yeah. Can you be a dick right over there? You're in the middle of the road.
I was like, oh, let's talk to and Brian's like, they keep going back at it. I was like, I don't fucking care. I keep walking. But they have the road. Can I keep going? All right, fine.
And as with most treks, I assume we ended up in Tiamon's tiny hut. Or is it Lemons?
Leoman's tiny hut.
I like Tiamon's better.
You know what? It can be whatever.
Tiananmen?
Tiananmen's tiny hut. That's what I call it.
Tiananmen's tiny square.
I don't know. Let's check with our Asian. Does that fly?
It's good.
It's good.
By the way, listeners, just want to point out real quick that Brian is Asian. Not
Why are you
white.
pointing that out?
Yep. All right.
Wow, that was racist.
I'm just correcting
Off
some
to
of
a
our
great start.
comments.
Anyway, here we go. All right.
Diversity card.
Did you guys have anything to cover before we wake up in the morning? Do you guys want to
Just my dick.
were there any pillow talk or anything that had
cover
to
his dick.
Yeah,
finish
I
up?
want to.
Nope, but when we first wake up, I have some messages I want to send.
Sure. All right, you guys wake up at
Everybody
the dawn.
wakes up. Except Aaron.
And we guard it.
Playing werewolf.
The werewolf claimed another victim. Wait, wrong game. All right.
The vampire claimed another victim.
Macho Pancho doesn't wake up?
I pull the vampire
You're
out
not
of my
Macho Pancho
pouch.
in this. We're not doing that.
Make a Macho Pancho, and I'm going to murder it as soon as we...
Baron's gone. Some other random guys.
I will
He
kill
goes by the name
Macho.
Macho Pancho.
I will kill Macho
All right,
Pancho in front of
so
someone who
the
cares about him.
The Dawnguard wake up inside Lehman's tiny hut. You notice some of the other travelers have already gotten
Oh, shit.
up.
We were with that little caravan. Back to the summary. We were in a caravan.
We're
We
not gonna get to
saw a guy roll a giant ball away
It was a barrel that
barrel.
moved mysteriously.
full of red heron. So that was good. All right, back to you.
All right.
He'll come back in a second.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, it's on you guys. What
We're
are you
going to
guys
play
doing?
this in a series of flashbacks.
So,
Should be like that anime filler episode. They just
You guys stumble upon a beach.
we're in Topanos.
I used disguise self to be a hot.
You would.
I love Naruto, man. That's his go-to.
All right. So,
No.
what are you guys doing in the morning? Everyone, all the other people traveling, people are slowly waking up. Some people have already left on their way, either to Cedlio or to Gardoon. But this little area that looked like, I don't know, concert campgrounds is slowly starting to wake up and slowly starting to empty out. What is the Dawnguard doing?
I start doing my Ashtanga sun salutations.
Okay. All right.
I picked up yoga
Nice.
tonight.
I,
Limber crab.
it's like fluffing out my feathers, and I want to send a message.
Is anyone fluffing you?
No, just me.
Oh, okay.
He's fluffing himself.
Gotcha.
Fully erect by now.
Otherwise known
I
as masturbation.
I use sending to send 3 separate messages to 3 other people.
Okay.
One I send to Visus.
Sure.
I send as like, we are returning to the city.
Mm-hmm.
I communicated with Eustace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just talk. Don't be looking over here at my notes.
Wait, what? I thought we
Would
decided
like to
we weren't
meet
going
up.
to the city.
We're
Yeah,
going back
go ahead. Keep talking.
And
No, we had a
discuss
long discussion about,
current happenings.
whether or not we would.
and we decided
All
we
right.
were.
I think so.
This is 3
No,
castings
he decided we
of
were, and everyone else was in
Yes.
agreement that we
All
would
right.
go after
So
the
all my
boy.
3rd level spells are gone for the day.
Okay. All right.
I feel like I'm being hoodwinked.
I
right
send
now.
one.
Why?
Because we 100% decided not to go straight back to the city, and now I'm being told by 3 people that we decided to go to the city. Only one of
definitely
those
going to the
people
city.
wanted to go to the city, and that was Aaron.
We're definitely going
All
to
right.
the
Well,
city.
you guys can have that discussion over breakfast. Give me a second. What's the second sending?
I'm going to try to send to the creature we've released.
Which one?
The one in the dungeon that we pulled the big
All right.
angel.
How are you
foe.
trying to target this person?
Well,
On
according
the astral plane.
to sending,
Uh huh.
You know what they look like. Right?
yeah, as long as I know them.
Do you know them? Physically?
What is it? So, like, in this scenario, like,
Sure.
prostitutes would be like the messenger service for the kingdom, right? If you
What?
know someone biblically.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, no, I could definitely send a message to him.
I don't know if
I'll leave a
prostitutes
message for him.
I mean, sexually.
Yeah. They're a
Like,
pleasure
historically,
courier.
it's been a type of bird.
Am I? It says with that I am
As a
familiar
messenger.
with.
You are not familiar with this character.
Okay.
The Blu-rays.
Should have felt
Well,
him
then
up
I
a little bit
send
before we let
one
him
to
go.
Noric.
Okay.
Noric, where are you?
Stop.
Are you really a traitor?
Like Diamond Trader or like Mission Traitor?
Traitor.
Okay.
Tratorius.
A treasonous traitor.
Are you the bad guy? Please tell us.
Are you the werewolf?
Check yes or no.
Real talk. Are you the werewolf?
P.S. Don't lie. I'll know you're lying.
I'll
Anything else?
totally know.
Returning the shards to the king.
All right.
Hey, get Max to cast Zone of Truth on your sending.
Can you stack them like that? Because I don't think you can.
Send the shard blades.
I mean, with magic, anything's possible. You can try it. Okay. Anything else? Beep, 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 beep.
That's it. I'll save one 3rd level slot.
Telegram.
Sure.
Mr. Grits.
Hello, my baby. All right. So the rest of you, while Grits is off casting his spell, the hut has ended. You guys are just out in the open, I guess, talking amongst yourselves in the morning time.
So, did I hear what he is sending?
I'm cooking breakfast.
He's
fine.
he's speaking in magic talk for the spell, so no.
Okay.
It's like talking in tongues.
I gotta check on Madison.
It's just like
You just send me with, like finger to my ear and like a little copper piece just in my mouth, like.
So I go check on Madison.
sure. All right, he's there.
All right.
Yeah.
Just make sure he's all right.
All right.
How's it
Any
going?
specific information you need?
You know, is he? What's his demeanor?
He's fine. He
All right.
looks.
He's dead.
Alive.
He looks completely normal and as exactly as you would expect Madison to act.
All right.
He's
Just
not
keep
turned
checking
into
on
an undead.
It's good. It's good. Is he eating?
Yeah, he's eating. What are you feeding him?
There's some grass around. He's grazing.
Sure.
You know.
Do meese eat grass?
Did you say meese?
He's a
Is that
goddamn
the
elk.
plural
He's an elk.
for moose? Oh, he's an elk?
Yeah.
Do elkin?
Elkin?
Yeah.
Elkin or Elkin?
You know, elks.
Elkeen.
Ilkies.
Elkasai.
Elkasai.
Ilk.
Hispanic ilk.
Yeah, he's
Elkin.
eating. He's eating just fine.
All right. All right, I go rejoin the group.
Breakfast is ready. Haha.
What do we have for breakfast? Not that it matters because I don't eat.
I had some leftover meat that I took from the house, so
House meat.
it's steak and eggs.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Kibe says completely not metagaming. So, does anyone know where this dungeon is that Norik's being held at that we just talked about 8 hours ago? That we said we were going to do.
I believe they called it the.
And if only
it's that thing that they call it.
Bastille?
The Crucible.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
It's what they call multiplayer in Destiny.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I remembered it.
This is our destiny.
It's like
this is where they're holding him.
Some sweet mind palace, some shit you're doing. Right?
The Crucible? Is that common knowledge? Do we know where the Crucible is, or is it like Alcatraz? Nobody really
You
knows where
don't
it's
know
at.
where it is.
People know where Alcatraz is.
It's a goddamn island next to San Francisco. You can fucking see it.
Set the bait, and he will bite.
No, nobody knows where that's at.
Only among certain people. Like obviously in your guys' social circles, you've heard of it. You don't know where it's at though.
Yeah. My uncle did a nickel in the Crucible.
All right, he knows.
All right, we're going to find his uncle.
So,
Oh god.
I guess we need to ride into the city.
Well,
Either the
he had asked
Crucible or
a
the
question,
King.
so to respond to that, I'm not really familiar with where the Crucible is geographically located, but
Do you know where it's logically located?
near a trader.
Checks out.
I don't know.
As far as we know.
It's not 100% right, but he's not wrong.
Prove him wrong.
So I really don't have a direction to take us in, and
The
you
only
know,
way is
I haven't really changed my opinion since last night. I still think going to the king with this is what we were charged with, and if we don't want to appear as traitors and be sent to the Crucible
Well, that would be pretty dope.
on
unwillingly,
the plus side.
So
I was
we-
about to say,
We turn ourselves in as traders. Gets into the Crucible. Question answered.
Baron
A shortcut.
is a
Turn
traitor.
Baron and yeah. I'll cast something on him to track him, and then I can do that with good berries, right?
yeah.
Just a trail of watermelons.
They just like they blink.
Take these with you. Drop a few on the way there.
So I mean, it's been about an hour now. Most people have cleared out. Now it's you guys are just hanging out in the open road.
It's all right.
This campsite. So
The Crucible.
yeah.
Are we assuming the Crucible is in Cedlio or near Cedlio?
I assume it's near.
I think we're assuming it to be in Barav.
good job.
Does anyone message me back?
I don't know what that is.
Barav is
Rob
the
is
name of the
entire,
kingdom.
like, kingdom.
Oh. I know
basically he said
exactly where that is.
Technically,
It's the
as
planet?
always.
technically, the world is called Barav,
Oh.
and the kingdom is Orem.
Orem. Got it.
Which honestly,
Suck
I think
that
the only other time I said Orem was like the first episode. So
Got it.
in the kingdom of Orem.
yeah.
All right, let's not mention that again.
No need to ever backtrack it.
No one say that.
We
ever.
majored in adventuring, not geography.
Yeah, so you guys are all colloquially known as Oremites. I'm just kidding. That's not true.
I prefer Oranese.
Orem.
I think we should at least start riding towards the city.
I feel like we should be the ornery.
So I'm going to get on my elk, as we've established earlier, and I'm going to ride towards the city with my shard. Feel free to join me.
Are you taking a shard with you?
I have one.
Oh, okay.
I have one on me.
He's holding a
I'm
shard.
currently
I'm
taking a
with-
shart
I am with you, Shrimp.
all the way to the city.
a trail to lead us back.
breadcrumbs, if you will.
It's like that long string though that fish poop out.
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right, so you guys are traveling on the road. It's pretty plain
Plain,
road.
plain?
Yeah, it's plains. It's flat. It's open.
plain
You
plains.
run into a couple other interesting adventurers or travelers, mostly merchants and just people.
Any fat coin purses?
Like sure, you see some traders moving goods from one city to another. The most interesting one looked like they were coming from Gardoon going to Cedlio. Looked like they were carrying some
Wait, they
wares.
passed us?
No, you just happen to catch up to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We passed them. That's
Yeah,
good.
because they have a large cart with
That guy.
4 oxen pulling it, and it's got a lot of trade goods on the back.
It has other oxen on it.
Yeah.
It's like spare tires. You just keep switching them out.
Rotate your oxen, man.
You know, nothing eventful happens. You guys get to the gates of Cedlio. You back at the city. You
Brian's
see
done with our bullshit.
Before we reach the city, like while we're in travel.
Sure. The city is cresting on the horizon as you're going over this curved earth. You see
You see the
top of it.
of Barab.
Yeah, you see the top of it first.
We're just approaching a hill. That's not actually what's happening here.
So you're saying
I'll use the immovable rod to prove to you that
This is a flat Barab.
that it's flat because a movable rod doesn't move.
Yeah.
Anyway, stationary flat Earth.
Maybe it's
But the magic ties itself
maybe it's
to the
relatively
to the earth.
immovable.
Yeah. You know what? All right, what are you doing? You see Cedlio.
I'm explaining to these non-believers.
Shut the fuck up and get.
I wanted to clarify something that we talked about earlier. Grits and I are part of an organization. Our organization is
I start like folding back a little bit.
is tasked with assisting the king in whatever he needs.
The Dawnguard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I remember Grit saying that y'all are part of some organization, but he never said what the name of it was.
Doesn't really have a name.
It's an organization. I'm sure it goes by some type of nomenclature.
Organized.
Our job is to do whatever the king tells us to do. So we need to take these shards to the king.
Disagree, but
Well,
Did you sleep on a rock?
I agree with you that I believe our course of action should be designating these shards to the king, but
still disagree.
what's the nature of this organization? I'd like to know more about. I'd like to know more about y'all's mission, and maybe I can get involved.
He just wants
We
to know
murder
who he's
people.
sleeping with.
We're a
You
group
murder
of,
people.
we're a group of
You murder
merchants
people.
and odd job doers from another city that would like to establish ourselves in Cedlio.
I thought you said your job was to help the king. How does vigilante justice deliver that?
It's not justice.
Wait. Are you really gonna get on my dick about vigilante justice after the trial?
We're not vigilantes.
Exactly.
We
You're
never
so
were.
right.
The king wants someone dead, we kill him.
Grits, wherever the fuck you are, shut the fuck up.
You're just chirping this out.
From like over the hill. He's like, I back away, but also I'd like to be part of the conversation.
Back away like 10 feet.
I'm still within thinking distance.
But you're
That
not
being
within
said-
hearing distance, right?
That being said, our loyalties are to
Birds
the
got good
king
ears.
and making sure that we do whatever the king needs. These shards need to go back to him.
Disagree.
That's the uptake on this.
I mean, I agree with you there. I'd like to know more about
I
this
do not.
organization that murders people in the name of the king, but isn't associated with him.
You were there. There was a trial, and then you murdered that guy.
Nobody murdered anybody. You're the only person who murdered someone.
I murdered somebody.
Grits
one man's
definitely
murder is
murdered
another man's
somebody.
execution. The world's full of gray things.
We have killed several people.
We've all killed several people.
That's true.
But we're not vigilantes. You're claiming to be part of an organization that kills people.
You guys, you can see
name of the king.
the gate is probably like 30 minutes up ahead. Are you guys stopping, or you just keep walking up
We
to the
keep
gate?
walking, and at this point, I'm not even in this exchange because the point that I was trying to make, I made. So
I mean, you're all grouped together and like talking to each other.
And I go home to top of the nose.
I
Realizing the mistakes I made over the last few months.
This is not what I wanted from my life.
Take my shard with me.
So anything else? Is that
that was it. I just wanted to clarify that.
So
I'm
it's
gonna
like
do it for
a group of mercenaries.
I mean, more or less.
Pretty
yeah.
much.
All right, that explains a lot of things.
Mercenaries,
You've been
merchants.
very secretive.
You know. Yeah.
The first rule of the secret club is not to talk about the secret club.
But only in,
also keep talking about it?
but only in vague terms. I don't know why he's so secretive all of a sudden since he's been dropping the name for like a month now. But
Name of what? I've mentioned no names.
yeah.
I want to hand out cards like candy.
All right. So yeah, you guys make it to the city gate, and they're letting people through. There's the walls are pretty high and it's fortified because the creatures that the city guard has to fight off at night. But security wise, they're not really like there's no like stop and frisk TSA type stuff going on. They're just letting people through.
Dang it.
You guys walk in.
Wait a second.
In fact, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure. So I go to Grits. I'm like, you don't want to hand these over to the king,
Nope.
and I don't either. So let's just go away.
All right.
They want to
Where do you want to go?
Where's
Are
the
you guys
nearest?
talking to each other out loud or just in your minds?
I don't know
Well,
if they can hear us in the minds. I'm just kind of talking to him.
yeah, I'm just talking like hushed voices.
Oh, okay. So you guys, you're on mount, so you'd have to be riding pretty close. You guys are next to each other. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm holding his claw
Yeah.
Gotcha.
playing footsies.
daintily.
On a rhino and a giant boar,
Yeah.
they're pretty thick body. You guys have to reach kind of.
I reach my wing out and I'm like,
You guys are touching tips.
Gotcha. I'm just trying to paint a picture for you guys.
yeah.
Do I notice them doing this?
Absolutely. you
Okay,
do.
good. I couldn't see how not. I just wanted to establish that I did.
we can go check out the merchant, Mr. Mothchild.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to go in the city for that, but
How do you know
I'm
about
not
that?
going to the king.
Me and Kibe are the ones who made the deal with him.
No, you're not.
Nope.
No, but I did relay that back to
It
him.
was Baron was the one that was there with him. I only know because I listened to that whole episode today.
Yeah, it definitely was Baron.
Was it not me who owed him? Do I not owe him a favor?
Nope.
No, technically, I own.
Baron and Kibe were with him. Or I'm sorry, Baron and Kibe were the ones that met him. You didn't go with.
I ordered
No,
a pile of spider guts.
I did go back and relay all the information.
Yeah, you
to the
told
group.
everybody.
okay.
But Baron was the one that was physically there with him.
Oh, I thought it was me for this whole time. Never
You
mind.
always think it's you.
He thought it was him because during the whole thing, he was like, I'll do whatever. So just give him the favor.
I'm just messing with you. But yeah, that's what happened.
All right. I don't listen to this stupid podcast.
That's what I'm saying. The only reason I'm confident about that is because I listened to it today for no reason at all.
Honestly, I'm glad it wasn't me now. It's like, God, I am going to murder somebody.
I
So,
say,
You guys are holding hands walking into the city
yeah.
on your mounts.
And I say, I know who we can go to for information. And we head to the Mothchilds.
To the people we owe favors.
They don't remember that.
Roll for remembering.
I mean, you guys just as soon as you hit the city, you just break off from the group.
We split the party.
That's always worked.
Everyone
out.
else, what are you guys doing? You guys see hand in hand. You see Grits and Kibe right off.
Call out to them. Hey,
west.
where are y'all headed?
To find out more
The path
information.
is this information
I
about
don't
what?
answer him back.
I follow them, I guess.
Information about what
3
I
shards
spoke
going
about
our way.
yesterday.
Sweet.
And I go,
Yeah, we shouldn't. I mean, with the shards in our possession, we shouldn't split the group up. So
Yeah.
Wait, where are the two of you
Yeah,
going?
like where are y'all going?
I'm following Kibe.
to find information
About
what?
Yeah.
regarding what we talked about yesterday.
We're going to find out more information about what the king is up to and why he needs
As
these
you guys are
shards.
talking and walking through the streets, you do notice some of the people. You notice 2 things. Some of the citizens do recognize you, just because the incidents from like the Day of the Dawn celebration, just kind of a few words, I guess, of some of the things you've done in the city that have gained notoriety.
Killed that fucking chaos worm.
Yeah, there you go. People are noticing you, and they're just like, oh, some people are like, oh, it's the Dawnguard. Oh, some people are waving, and, people are doing whatever the medieval equivalent of taking selfies is next to you.
Do they have like wands that take flashes and then it prints off the paper
Really
somewhere?
fast sketches.
Yeah. People are with sketch pads like, oh.
Like draw themselves into the picture.
And then the other thing you notice is that there's just like this tenseness. There's almost this trepidation. Just there's not as many like kids running and playing in the streets. There's more of like everyone's kind of like on alert, like looking around, kind of thing.
And the sky's no longer on fire, right?
What? No. Everything looks fine. It's actually kind of overcast today.
I decided to look up and see if the sky's still.
I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was pretty much north of Gardoon. Like once you got to Gardoon, that was for the most part.
Man, we
you.
forget about some important things.
That is scorched earth that we can never return to.
Just don't look back ever.
It's fine. Just keep looking south. Always south.
I guess we're all following Kibe and Grits at this point. I'd like to lean over to Shrimp and ask us, like, do you know where they're headed? Do you know? I mean, you say Grits works with you.
Grit says he's following the Crabman, so wherever the Crabman's going, apparently. We need to, and I call out to Grits and say, we need to return to the king.
Not today, we don't.
You need to do your goddamn job.
Didn't call me Bushmaster.
God damn it!
I'm just talking nonsense to her. I just keep
Gris is
moving.
having a stroke. Right?
I'm just like flipping him to bird and just.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You've been sitting on that one for months, I assume.
just waiting.
Even before he knew he was going to be a bird.
So
I just
he's
keep following
obviously
Kibe.
ignoring you and just.
Waving to the crowd, yucking it up.
I ride up in front of him and I stop him.
Sure.
I say, we're not going this way. We're doing our job. We're doing what we're sent here to do. We're taking this to the king.
I remind
today.
him, I think you had a stroke because last night you were 100% in favor of this. You woke up and had a change of heart.
I don't think that's true, but
Pretty sure it is.
I point, and I was like, that's 100% sure. How is it that Kibe is the only one making any goddamn sense?
Because you're an idiot.
our job is to take
What? You hear this crowd react. It just
Makes sense.
I point to Grits and myself and I say, our job is to do what the king asks us to do.
And I don't give a shit about that anymore.
I think to the group, and I'm like, let's go back to our keep and figure out what to do next, instead of having this discussion in the middle of the city.
Yeah, because at this point you're getting a lot of mixed reactions and looks from people that are like, as you know, mom and dad are fighting. They're like, people aren't unsure. They're unsure how to react because like some people already view you as heroes. Some people know that you're important. Some people move out of the way. Some people are gathering. So like you're getting a really mixed reaction.
Like watching a fight in New Orleans.
It's fun but dangerous.
Horse cops are real close. All right, fine. I agree with Max then.
I say, I will meet you at the spire. I just do my head brain
yeah, yeah.
thing. I'll meet you at the spire after I go talk to someone.
I'm going with Kibe.
Then leave the shards with us at the keep.
You fucking try to take it from me.
Our job is to do what the king asks of us. That is it. That's what you and I are sent here to do.
I will 100% give him the shard as soon as I feel confident enough he's not going to use it to fuck over the people. I'm thinking this.
Yeah, I assume that. Now we're doing the thing again where you guys are sort of getting famous for. Where you sit in a public place and just stare at each other for a few minutes.
It was real tense. Everyone's like, some people are just eating popcorn like, the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you have local artists that are just in awe at this piece of performance art.
You're such a fucking idiot. Well, okay, fine. We'll go talk to your friend, but then we're going to the goddamn king after.
Feel free to, man. You got your shard. Go take it to him. Be a perfect little lapdog. That's what you're good at.
There's no need for insults. You're a member of the Dawnguard as well. We are all servants to the king.
So I remind everyone what we talked about last night is that the king sent us on a mission, and in that mission, we assume he knowingly sent us to get the shards, and it released some sort of demon Nightfather thing, and we all collectively were uneasy about that, except for Baron, and we decided potentially to get more information before we hand over the keys to the ruin machine.
Which the king has not called it that. But I would feel a lot more comfortable handing these over if I have more information on it. Now, you two are more than happy to go ahead, go hand over your shard to the king, tell him we'll be there shortly. But I died getting this shard. Shrimp, you almost died getting the shard. Wouldn't you like to know that it was worth something other than just helping the king to do whatever the fuck he wants? What if he plugs it in and next thing you know, the whole kingdom is a wasteland like was out there?
The king has ruled for thousands of years. I don't understand why you think all of a sudden his intentions are dubious.
I'm not saying they are,
because that's what you're implying, though.
Well, the 10%.
You're not maybe saying it directly, but you're absolutely implying that the king's intentions are dubious.
If there's a 1% chance there are, we wouldn't be doing our duty if we don't research it. And that right there is why I don't trust your opinion.
If the king wanted to destroy the kingdom, he would just do it.
He's had plenty of time and the means to accomplish this.
I don't disagree with all of you. I'm just being the 10th man in the argument. We have to...
You're the 5th dentist. 4 out of 5 dentists agree. You're the 5th dentist.
First off, what is a dentist?
As a couple of my teeth fall out.
Where'd you get those teeth from?
Surprisingly,
You have teeth.
Those are dragon teeth.
surprisingly, in anachronistic fashion, everyone has great teeth for some reason. Magic, you know.
It's the bread with the crunchy crust.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the French.
Fucking prestidigitation.
I've been gluing the dragonborn teeth into my sucker hole.
That's kind of horrifying, honestly. Listen,
He goes to smile. He looks
I
like
don't
a crab with a
disagree.
shark mouth.
And deep down inside, I think that everything will be fine if we just hand him over.
Okay,
But again,
then let's do it.
on the 1% chance it's not, what's the harm in researching it?
Well, you were saying just the other night about appearing to be traitors to the king. There's harm in our reputation.
Wait,
If we take some time to research it and then turn them in anyway?
Yes.
I'm more concerned about the fate of the world than our reputation. And I think there's no harm in finding out more information after all the weird things we've seen and experienced.
Thank you, Max.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I don't think anyone here is like intentionally trying to keep these shards from the king. Some of us want to learn more about what we're doing before we do it.
Thank you, Max.
That sounds like intentionally not taking the shards to the king.
It's just waiting a little bit.
I mean, if that's how you want to see it, but
Like I said the other day, I'm with the group,
Well, it's like when you have to
but
shard.
I'm not going to change my opinion just like
and,
that.
and you just hold it in until you can make it.
No.
For the sake of brevity, because I think we spent more time arguing about this, let's go on Gritz's stupid fucking field trip and get it over with.
All right, Kibe, lead the way, please.
To the Mothchild.
You make your way through the streets, through the different neighborhoods and boroughs of the city, and you find yourself in the nice, fancy uptown where the Mothchild estate is at. And once again, you find yourself at a closed and locked gate.
And I say,
And obviously, you've been here before, Baron, so you know where you're at.
My mouth is watering at the idea of spider guts.
oh, you did eat spider guts, didn't you? Gross. I say, hello, fellas, to the guardsmen.
Sure. And they respond. They're like, "Good day to you, sirs."
I believe you remember us.
He says, I've never seen you before in my life.
Well, Mr. Mothchild Jr. has. Pretty sure it was Junior.
Yeah.
And he's expecting us.
He says, that's odd. The Mothchilds are out of town and have been out of town for weeks now.
Fuck you, Brian.
Where did they go?
It's like, I don't think that's any of your business.
Okay.
I have notes that I can show you. All right, so fuck you.
I mean, I don't know how that helps you.
Would a query from the Dawnguard change your stance on that?
I don't have a stance on this, sir. I apologize if this inconveniences
You
the
said
Dawnguard.
that you don't think that implied that you made that decision.
No. What I'm saying is that whether I think one way or another will not affect Mr. Mothchild being here or not.
I'm fine with that. Where did they go?
I honestly, give me a persuasion check. Let's see.
Yes.
A 3.
2.
He says, again, sir, I do apologize, but that's none of your business. Only Mothchild's business.
I hop down and I walk up to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I take out some gold pieces. 5
He's
gold
gonna
pieces.
stab him.
I rub them together. It's like, can't you make it our business?
Give me a persuasion check. I was going to say with disadvantage because it's already tried, but with the money, that'll cancel out.
19.
Nice. It was 18 that I wrote down.
Woohoo!
He holds his hand out and kind of looks away a little bit.
And I just give him that gold.
Sure. He pockets it and he kind of like gives like a look to the other guy. The other guy looks off and he's like, look, I know they're out of town. They took their ship. They don't tell any of us where they go. I just know that they're not going to be back for a month or so. That's all I know.
All right. Excellent. And I take out 5 more gold and I give it to the other guard. It's like, don't worry. I'll look out for you two.
Sorry, he takes it and then they both kind of straighten up. And then the one speaks up again. So he's like, again, I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience that they're not here to meet you as I guess they were supposed to. But good
Just tell
good
them.
day to you,
Just tell them the Gondard stopped by.
Okay.
What? Stop by?
Dawnguard.
I can't tell if that was intentional or not. And now I don't think it was.
Gondarg.
He's like, he nods and he's like, yes, sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
the beak. I'm still not used to it.
I don't think it's a character flaw.
He is a beak in real life.
I'm not good at speaking, guys. That's why I made a character that is.
All right. And I say, all right, fine. Played my hand. Let's go start up the rune machine.
Are we done wasting everyone's time?
You literally were 100% in agreement with this. We'll just talk outside the game. 2 weeks ago, you were 100%. Trey O'Neill was 100% in favor of this until all of a sudden you started
Blake,
daisy
calm down.
chaining with Aaron, and
down.
you're like, no, 100%. I was always with Aaron.
I look at Flint. I'm like, Flint. I mean, don't
Calm
you want to? We can go freshen up before we go to the king. Don't mean you. We need to go check on our aunt at the bakery.
I don't see why we're wasting time doing that.
All right. I mean, we tried. Kibe, let's go to the king.
I say, here you go, and I hand Baron the shard, and I say, you do it, since you're so intent on that.
Kibe, are you not with us on this?
No, I'm 100% not with you. I literally have said nonstop since last episode, last night, that I'm not down for this. That you're still confused about that befuddles Kibe's small brain.
I thought you were going to collect more information, and now that that's done, you're still insistent.
Did I get any information?
Okay, Kibe. Well, I wish that we could all be in one concord on this.
I literally
That's
do
not
not.
the word.
That's not the word.
You said concord.
That's what I
Y'all
said.
want to be in the supersonic airliner.
I
thought it was grapes.
It's also not Dawnguard or whatever.
Gondarg.
I feel like
it's the pot
we
calling
just
kettle
moved
black.
past that.
I agree with Kibe, and I hand wave to Flint. Like, feel free. I'm not about to hand these over to the king.
What other information is there to get? Who else is there to talk to?
There's Norik, Visus,
Oh.
the Shimmering Knights.
One of them's in a prison that we don't know where it is.
We can find out.
From who?
All right, let me just ask the group this. What do we know about the shards? Collectively, what is our information on the shards?
They're uber powerful, and they were protected by a fucking demon that had the capability of removing pieces of ourselves and then just poofed out of existence. A giant fucking
it was a
crick.
genie, not a demon.
Wasn't it? It had the 2 horns.
Fucking anyone could have horns.
You say tiefling?
I thought it was like an oni. I thought that's how you described it.
Wait, which being are we talking about now?
Yeah, which one are you talking about? The one
Yeah.
with the bets?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. It was an Oni.
You're right.
I was like,
You're
right. A goddamn
It was
demon.
supposed to be a genie, but I changed it. Damn it.
What bets?
The one you guys were gambling for.
Oh,
the
he
one
was saying the
shard,
one we were
the
guarding.
shard.
I'm talking about the thing that we released.
like the
Yeah.
angel thing.
On top of that, There was the demon that could steal pieces of us that we had to gamble for. There was the vampire that killed me. And then there
Who's
was
still
the
alive, by the way.
Wait,
wrong, Matt.
what? You didn't kill it?
I mean, he looked dead.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it died.
He's
It turned
probably
into
dead.
vapor.
Yeah. I saw it vaporize.
I've never seen anything vaporize and survive.
You're the only one that's sorry. You're the only one that's on that.
He looked dead to me. I wasn't worried about it.
Okay. And then a giant crab.
Thing.
I'm just saying, this whole dungeon was creepy.
Wait, what? And then a giant crab. Go on.
Yeah, the giant crab that then
Oh yeah, that guy.
it killed
Hermit
you.
crab.
Almost.
Almost.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Not as close as me, but pretty damn close.
I'm also still
Right.
hung up on the whole name. Like, Ruin Engine doesn't really. I mean, as an inventor, Ruin Engine does not sound like.
Well,
it would
to be
good for
fair, the
kingdom.
king never called it a ruin engine.
Wait, who called it that?
The Void called it that.
I thought the king mentioned that.
Well, I've made my case very clear, but I've also said that I'm with this group.
Oh, you're not. You're just a dog for the king. You want another pat on your back, another medal on your shirt, so you
Fuck
can go
you,
brag to your
Grits. I have
parents.
repeatedly stuck with this group through thick and thin. Even though I've been vocal about my opinions, I have not deterred once from the loyalty to this group.
You're
Fuck you
loyal
and your
to nobody but
assumptions.
the borough guards and the king.
Okay. Remind me not to let you stay at my house next time you're in Gardoon.
I'll just go ask your kid. He hates you enough. I'll stay with him.
You never met him.
Old Beauregard.
I extend a hand, and this is what I get.
You guys have the shards. Go fucking take him to the king.
I'm sitting here asking you what is the next step that you want to take. I'm with this group, and you're yelling at me as if I'm insulting you consistently by calling, like, I'm trying to work with you here, and you're being difficult.
Is there a library here in Cedlio that we might be able to just go look through?
There's
maybe?
absolutely a library.
I mean,
Are we going to write a research paper?
maybe we can go look through some microfilm. I mean,
Oh my God.
rent some VHSs or something and the history
It's
of the
the,
Brewing
uh,
Machine.
At this point,
Academia,
I hope
Magica,
this is
Public
the
Library.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel the same.
or I mean, we could go back to the Spire and check the Spire out. Maybe there's something there that maybe there's some information there. It was built for Norik's friend.
You know what? I pull out my little piece of copper, and I start casting sending, and I send a message to the king.
Okay.
We are in Cedlio. We have the shards. What are the shards for? Before we hand them to you.
All right.
We're in a position to make these demands.
Stay tuned for season 3, guys.
bold
All right.
strategy, Cotton.
So he cast that spell. Obviously, everyone knows it's a sending spell, but whoever can cast spells of the group, you don't know who he's sending it to or what he's saying. You just know that he's casting a messaging spell of some kind.
You guys never asked your boss why you were doing something?
All the time.
Anything else?
Did he kill you?
Does anyone do anything?
You might.
No.
All right. Roughly 30 seconds pass.
He wasn't a monarch.
And you receive a response. It's the very familiar, powerful voice. You feel it telepathically. You don't just hear it in your head. You feel it through every fiber of your being.
It hits
and
that
it's one
spot,
word,
yo.
and it says me.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean,
I look at
Should've
them.
seen
I
that
was
one
like,
coming.
a message to the king. He will not tell us what the shards are for, other than they're for him. I mean, I'm tired of fighting this. I'm tired of it. Let's just go hand the shards to the king.
What else is there to do?
There's a whole slew of network of information that we have access to.
Name a
We do it.
person.
Auntie at the bakery.
You think she knows anything about this?
She knows enough people. We know enough people.
All right. After we go talk to Auntie, and she says, "I don't know." Can we go on from there?
Let's just go ahead and go. I'm tired of fighting this. Let's just go. The only way we're going to find out at this point, go hand the shards to the king, and we'll see what happens. Let's go on. And I start heading towards the castle.
Okay.
Max, Elon,
alrighty.
do y'all have any input on this? I know
I mean,
He's
like
not
I said
pretty
earlier, I'd like to investigate more, so I'm kind of more on,
You want
Keybay
to go
and-
speak to this auntie?
Sure. Any leave no stone unturned.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much the last option we have before we just go tournament
Keybay?
and see what happens.
I've completely washed my hands of the shards.
It's good because it's
Okay.
kind of shitty.
All right, let's
you
make
guys
one more side
heading
trip.
towards
Just a
the bakery.
question: was Keybay able to hand me the shard? Because I know multiple times he's been unable to relinquish it.
Since leaving the confines of the dungeon, it's as you've made physical distance away from it, it's gotten easier and easier. You still feel the power from it, but no longer does the sword itself like have a personality. No longer is it fighting you. Same for Whelm and Wave. Like there's no lingering essence or anything in them. They're just at this point. They're just like these powerful artifacts full of energy, but essentially lifeless.
Okay, so you don't have any issue handing it over.
No.
Okay.
And before y'all give me some weird "I told you so" when nothing comes of this, I still think, regardless of nothing comes of it, regardless if he like gilds them and hands them back and we're then gods, I still do very little without understanding what I'm doing.
All right,
Even a crab fisherman knows that.
Nice.
I'm
All right.
headed to the castle.
I thought we were going to the bakery.
Nope, I walked off to the castle.
I'll go check in with Auntie just for him, so I can say I checked that
So
box.
there's 6 of you. What direction's everyone running?
I stick with the group.
I
go to the spire.
Nice.
I'll go
Now
with.
what?
I'll go with shrimp to Auntie's.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Max?
go with shrimp.
All right. 3 of you go to the bakery. 4 of you go to the bakery. 1 goes to the Citadel,
castle.
and 1 is heading to the Spire. We're gonna go ahead and end it that one right there. That was
Worst
an interesting turn of
episode
events.
It's gonna be like the best one. Like
Fuck you, I hate you all.
it's gonna trump the trial episode.
All right. So, do we have any fan mail or anything to read off?
I'm gonna send you some fan mail.
You're so
I have some fan mail. It's from Moonwing. Says, yo, long-time listener, first-time emailer. I heard you guys will read anything.
That's
So here's a
true.
challenge. First off, I'll read anything that's on an iTunes review. So I'm going to stop right there.
I will read anything. Please hand me the fan. I will also butcher it because I am not good at speaking or reading.
This will be a great. This is gonna be a great one for him.
I heard you guys read anything, so here's a challenge. Everyone roll a d20, and the lowest 3 will read 3 longest words respectively.
All right. We read it.
I rolled a 12.
Third lowest, anti-disestablishmentarianism. Second, can't pronounce that one.
Not surprised.
Lowest, definitely can't pronounce that one. Good luck. Oh, and you guys are awesome. Keep rocking, you drunk nerds. Favorite character player is Ralph, and he is from Manila, the Philippines. Thriller in Manila.
I've heard of those islands.
Have you, Brian? I heard they speak tag-along there.
Yep, very much so. Cookies are a big deal. So you rolled, so you have to read all 3 of them now.
Okay,
Hand him the phone.
hand me the phone. Can you
Oh my
hand it to
god.
me, Blake?
I
Doubted
pulled
yourself.
something.
All right.
All right, what do we got?
We got anti-disestablishmentarianism, flossinasa nihilopithilification, pneumotromicroscopic selecovolcanokiniosis.
Did you just throw volcano in there?
No, it's there.
It's literally in there.
The word volcanoniosis is in there.
That's where your dick turns into a volcano.
I did my best,
Wow.
Moonwing. You. Hope you're proud of me.
Thank you for that message.
Thanks, Moonwing.
Yeah,
you,
clarification.
Moonwing.
We'll read everything.
We will read anything.
Most challenges, I don't know about that. We'll see.
Yeah.
It depends on the challenge. But thanks for sending that in.
Yep. Moonwing is actually one of our patrons because I'm going to segue into patrons because you didn't do it, Brian.
You always do. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, you can mention it.
Let's hear about the patrons.
Let's hear about the patrons. I'd like to actually thank our higher level patrons. We've got Austin, Tarken, and Trevor. Thank you guys very much
Thank you
for
guys
your
so
monthly
much.
contributions.
Thank you.
We'd also like to thank our other patrons that are at the lower levels. You guys help us out more than you know. If
We
you'd
see
like
you
to
in the
be-
Discord.
We see you in the Discord. We chat. We have a good time. If you'd like to join the ranks of our patrons, go to patreon.bardsnobles.com. We got some pretty slick rewards, and we've got a Discord server where you can talk to us and other patrons starting at the $2 level, which is pretty awesome.
So thank you guys.
Thank you very much. Anything else?
Is this where we mentioned snatchels?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. Who wants to do the shop?
Check out
There you go.
shop.bardsandnobles.com for all your t-shirts, snatchel, onesies, cell phone cover needs.
Yep.
Natural ones.
Anything you can print, you can put us on. I guess I don't know.
I think there's cloths
you can.
and bedspreads.
There you go.
Get a Bards and Noble bedspread and bang on it.
Click the link
Yep.
right here.
Yeah.
There's no link. Don't
The link right there. Yeah, the link. Wait, I think
All
you're
right, let's get out of here. Get out of here, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you
everyone.
guys so
Thanks,
much
guys.
for listening.
Well, we stand here in a row, looking like a bunch of heroes. I know that deep inside, nothing more but a bunch of zeros. Ah!